Welcome back to Legendary Mel Games. I'm your host, Joe, and today may be the most important episode in all of our adventures in Far Harbor. And I don't mean that lightly either. I'm just going to loosely cover the tutorial here for the simulation, as DiMA's talked to us.
If you're listening to this, then you made it inside my memory banks. Take a moment. I know it's a lot at once.
So, as you can see, our primary goal right from the start is we need to go ahead and bridge the gap so we can get our indexers across.
The architecture you're seeing is data. My data. When I'm plugged into the chair, this is what I see. You're using an earlier version of that technology, a brainwave scanner instead of a direct neural wire. Look around. Do you see that yellow column in the distance? That's long-term memory storage. That's your goal. But you can't just retrieve that data yourself. One of the programs loaded in that holotape is called the indexer. They're represented by the friendly green sprites milling around. Do you see them? The indexers have one purpose: to get the data in the yellow column and bring it back to the memory access point. You need to help them get there and back safely. Once they've recovered all the data in the memory, the program will translate it into something you can understand. If you ever need to leave the simulation, then don't worry. Nothing gets reset. You can keep going from wherever you left off. Good. You're across the gap. But now you have to deal with the security systems. That red firewall is blocking you and your indexers from reaching the data. Do you see that green beam of light? That's a decoder beam. It can destroy the firewall. You just need to direct the beam to its vulnerable spot.
So, as you can see, there are 5 challenges in total for us to get, and we basically just have to move the blocks to get our indexers to where we need them to go, and we also need to direct the beams to take out these firewalls. So in this case, we just need to direct the beam into the weak spot right there in the middle. And once that is gone, you'll see it disappears and we can move forward, patching the hole, and the indexers move on.
Good. You're across the gap. But now you have to deal with the security systems. That red firewall is blocking you and your indexers from reaching the data. Do you see that green beam of light? That's a decoder beam. It can destroy the firewall. You just need to direct the beam to its vulnerable spot.
And now, once the final firewall is down, let's just make ourselves a bridge to get our indexers across, and now we can finally reach the other side.
Good. Now you just need to create a path to the data with code blocks, and your indexers can get to work.
Alright, and so once they make it across to the other side, they'll go ahead and start retrieving the data. You just need 5 of them to get from one side all the way back to the other safely without the turrets blowing them up. Basically, it just stops them where they are, and they have to continue their journey along the way. As you can see, the indexers are now reaching the source, so now let's go ahead and go on defense.
The system has been alerted to your presence. Now things will get hairier. You'll need to deploy defense constructs against the system's active countermeasures. The system's sentries will do everything they can to stop your indexers from returning to the access point with the data.
And just like that, we'll finish setting up our defensive turrets here. And main thing is, as you can see there, just stopping the iBot type of defense systems as we make sure we get all 5 of our little indexers back to the finish line. As you can see, our heaviest resistance is usually around the memory itself, where they're stealing the information. Fast forward to the final one, and there he goes! Literally, just look how fast they run to try and get back. It is absolutely hilarious.
Verifying memory file. 100%. We're done here. We now have an access point into the next memory. Just step into the data stream where this memory was stored.
Memory file identification 0V-9AX0. Converted to audio transcription. Beginning playback.
Things are not going well with Far Harbor. Several of my people have been assaulted, spat at, interrogated for no reason. This is getting out of control. But there's still a chance they can learn to trust us. We just need one of their own who's on our side. I can't let anyone know what I'm about to do. I'll need to set up the equipment far away from Acadia. It'll double as a place to bury the evidence.
Additional location data appended. A makeshift medical facility underneath the VIM. Pop factory. Coordinates downloaded.
So, as you can see, each one of these memories that we unlock is going to give us a new part of the quest as we go ahead and redirect the beam over here to go ahead and knock out the firewall by sending it through the hole in the gap here. As you can see, I'm literally just showing you how to take the firewalls out. Otherwise, we would literally be here for a long time. In total, I believe it took just about 3 hours to get all 5 of these done. And it's mainly because of the 5th memory. It is intense. And you'll see what I mean, because so far we've got just 2 firewalls on both of these to get past. Nothing too major yet. But it is going to get crazy the further on you get. As you can see here, just redirected again right at the spot. That firewall's down. At that point, just make your bridge across the abyss here for your indexers. And there they go, on their trek back, so we can finally move on to the 3rd memory of the set. So,
Memory retrieval at 100%. Verifying. Looks good. You can now use the data stream as an access point to the next memory.
Memory file identification 0J-2NN8. Converted to audio transcription. Beginning playback.
I'm offloading this memory. I cannot bear lying to Confessor Martin and his children of Adam any longer. Better to just forget. I found it. The location of the launch key to fire the nuclear missile inside the submarine. Confessor Martin believes it can bring his people into division. Destruction at the hands of an atomic blast. He struggles with how literal his interpretation of that precept should be. We can't risk him deciding to find the key and use it. His people were the first to accept me for what I am. The thought of them being gone fills me with nothing but pain.
Additional data appended. Location: the Harbor Grand Hotel safe room. Key code 485130.
alright, so as you can see, what we want to do is go ahead and target the one on the right first by go ahead and just moving this over here. That way we can go ahead and take out our first firewall. Once that one is down, you can see we've got more cones that we can use. So let's start to build a bridge over this way into the air as we go ahead and put this on top, spin it around, and just like that, we should be shooting right into the top of the massive firewall at the end. And just like that, this area is good. Go ahead, just like before, build a bridge, wait for our indexers to run back, and just like that, we are on to the next one. Get ready, because it is only going to get more and more difficult the further in we go.
Additional location data appended. Coordinates, Nucleus Command Code, and the wind farm maintenance building.
Despite all my efforts.
So now that we are on to the final two, get ready because these are absolutely brutal. First of all, let's go ahead and spin the cone around. In the center, we need to go ahead and get the one to the side taken out before we do anything else. So just like that, that unlocks this. Now we have a new cone. Let's go ahead and take that one. Build us a bridge right in the center here, as we need to bounce them from one to the other to take out the massive one right in front of us. Now we have the one that is a giant cage, so build the cone underneath the ground as we go ahead and route it down here. Now let's go ahead and light that terminal up to the right, because as soon as we light that one up, it will automatically take care of the massive firewall guarding the exit. So go ahead, just put a block there, and then we need the cone that is up top here. Let's go ahead, just keep running around, and you see the giant firewall back there. That's what we're about to get rid of. So let's take the one that's not being used anymore, bring it back down, and now that we have that, let's go ahead and set it up so that the beam can now shoot right into the target to the right. So again, that will take care of the massive firewall for us, guarding the exit, just like that. So now that they're down,
Sentry
again, wait for our indexers, and once that is taken care of, we will be good to move on. And this one was surprisingly difficult because it's just a long straightaway for them to have to run on, with the bots coming from literally every direction trying to stop them. So I had to actually sit here for quite a while waiting on them to actually make it through. So just be careful. This one's definitely the hardest one to defend of all of them so far. And we're going to get a blast from the past with Nick on this one.
Memory file identification 0Z-7A4K. Converted to.
Get away from me! I don't have a no one in my family. Stay away from me!
And now let's get ready for the granddaddy of them all, because the last one is enormous and it looks impossible when you start this thing, as you literally start facing the end. So you can see there's your indexers, there's the end. You just have to get rid of the one firewall, right? Except then you realize just how massive this room is and just how many open areas there are for you to get warped back to the beginning. So how the heck do we start it? Let's go ahead, build a column in the center, and let's go ahead and redirect our beam off to the side. Take out the first big firewall that is off to our left. That is how we're going to start this mission, just like that. Now, let's go ahead and go over to that platform. Just basically use the blocks to make ourselves a bridge. And now we're going to go ahead, head up. As you see, we don't have enough blocks, so let's just Minecraft a solution. Basically, just stack them like dominoes, one right over the other, so we can get high enough to go ahead and spin around and hit the one in the back left corner of the room. So just like that, take that one out. Now, let's go ahead, work our way all the way over to that platform. Let's jump up and again, Minecraft us a solution here. So, one right over the other. As you can see, we don't have a lot of room to work with here, so let's just kind of jump and throw it in place. Just like that, and now we just want to stack them to get them high enough because we are going to shoot them to the opposite end of the room. So again, just get high enough. It's very stubborn sometimes. As you can see, almost got it. Come on. Almost. Sheesh. As you can tell, this is not the easiest when you don't have a lot of blocks to work with. So go ahead, get it spun around in position. Once it's there, now it will hit the target on the other side, moving us forward. Now, let's go ahead, go all the way back to the right of the starting area, and now back up top, you can see our beam is now all the way over here. Go ahead and move it down to the bottom of this cube that it's found in. As you can see here, right in the bottom layer, we want to get it positioned right in the middle. Again, they're hard to move when you're really close, but with enough finesse, we can go ahead and get it into position. Just here in the center, that way we can go ahead and blow out the firewall in the back. So let's go ahead, get it positioned just right. As you can see, again, when they are really close like this, they're hard to get. And actually, after you do this, you are going to have to push it down the hole to keep it going. We are just doing it here to go ahead and get rid of the firewall that is right across the way from us. So once that's positioned, you can see that firewall's going to vanish. That gives us access to another cone. Now that we've pushed it down to the bottom of the hole, floating in space underneath here, let's go ahead and get it all the way positioned to basically the bottom so we can hit right here. Once we have that, we can redirect it back near the start, and then we want to do something really kooky. We want to go ahead and put another cone literally over top of our starting area. So as you can see right there, we've got it directed all the way back to the starting area. Now let's go ahead and get our cone dropped all the way, because we need it to hit right there to take out that firewall.
First,
go ahead,
block
let
recovered.
everything bombard
Good. Just keep doing what
the
you do.
darn
Complete
memory,
retrieve.
and finally we can put this crazy last one to rest. Like I said,
can
this
exit
last
the
one took a
simulation
long
at
time
any
to get
time.
through. It is crazy.
Memory file identification 0Y-8K7D. Converting to audio transcription. Beginning playback.
I've discovered a curious ring. Submarine base. The Marines here were equipped with an advanced model of combat armor. There are several suits already in the base, in various states of deterioration. But there were more shipments of the armor on its way to the base the day the bombs fell. They could be in prime condition if the sealants have held. I have no use for them, but you never know. Maybe they'll be worth digging up one day.
Additional data appended. Armor shipments tracking information. Coordinates downloaded.
Alright, so now we officially have all of those memories taken care of, all the places unlocked. Let's go to Northwood Ridge Quarry, and we are literally just going to go north from here to finally get to our main location of the day, and that's going to be the Vim Pop Factory. That is to be the main starting point here, and this is where we're going to finally learn DiMA's dark secret. So, the time has finally come to get the true spoilers of what's going on here at Far Harbor. So, as you can see, this area is quite nasty no matter which way you try and approach this. I also tried to come down from South Harbor, and it didn't go much better. But just know that, again, the Harvester is going to be our main fighting tool, because the Vim Pop Factory is literally overrun with super mutants of pretty much every variety possible. So get ready, because we are going to have our hands full today. And guess what? We're finally getting the custom power armor. So, if you've been wondering where they are, you'll finally see both of them today. So let's go ahead, jump in the water, make our way across, and now we are finally to the facility. And I'll tell you, you have a very rude awakening waiting for you, as there are going to be super mutants sniping. There's also one with a missile launcher up top, so be careful, because if they see you, you're a goner. And on top of that, there's also a bomber, you know the one I'm talking about, waiting to blow everyone up. So let's go ahead, sneak into a side, and let's quickly get up. Try not to waste our time getting bogged down with all the enemies as we finally make our way into the Vim Pop Factory, and then just quickly get inside before any shenanigans happen. Now you notice a secondary location down there on the bottom. If you remember, I do this for cities a lot of times when they have specific areas inside the city. Well, the Vim Pop Factory actually works the same way as well, because this is considered the actual Vim Factory itself. There are going to be other locations spread throughout, and I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite locations in the entire game. How much detail they put into this place and the challenge it provides is absolutely unbelievable. Now, the Harvester is going to make short work of most of the super mutants, but the way that they can literally pop up on you and corner you is unmatched in this one. And don't worry, the super mutants aren't alone. We also got the dang ankle biters here. As you can see, we've got flipping mole rats, the brood mothers here, 2 of them. So let's go ahead and get them out of here before they chomp our legs off. Literally, I never even saw these things coming. I feel like that's a running joke when it comes to Fallout. You know, you get comfortable anywhere, and then these things just kind of pop out of the woodworks as we literally drink upon its defeated corpse. So let's go ahead and continue our way up the stairs here. As you can see, this factory is absolutely enormous. But there are many other locations here inside the Vim Pop Factory itself. The actual Vim Factory portion is just what makes up the majority of it. So, as you can also notice, Nick Valentine is not with us, and I did that intentionally because he is just about to be idolized with us, and I don't want him to miss the crucial dialogue pieces with DiMA. So, I switched him out for Codsworth because, surprisingly enough, we've not even used him. I don't think in a single episode since we've started this, so we definitely need to work on Codsworth's affinity. Basically, he loves it when you modify weapons, armor. I think he does both. I don't believe he has an issue with power armor. I think he actually likes when you get him power armor. And of course, he loves dog meat just like anything else. If you injure and re-heal dog meat. That was one thing I was doing off screen just to try and get his affinity up a little bit. He obviously likes when you're nice with people, but he definitely seems to be more loose about you being able to be mean or intimidating to people. So, he's nowhere near as strict as Piper is, but he can be strict about some odd things. So, I like to get Codsworth out of the way pretty early. I believe there's a way now that you can upgrade him somehow, but I've never done it before. So that may be something worth looking into. But as long as Ada exists in the Fallout universe, I don't think we have to worry about it too much. So let's go ahead and continue on our way throughout the factory. Now we are going to get one crucial holotape, and that is what's going to reveal his deep dark secret. As you can see, Codsworth not a fan of the junk. Again, leg up for Ada. So, we're still in the factory, exploring around. As you can see, there are plenty of collectibles, plenty of good things for your settlement here, and this place is huge. It could take a long time to fully loot this place, and then, just like every other place, it's just going to respawn with stuff after a certain period of time. I've heard it can vary, but I believe the consensus seems to be about 1 week in-game time for the cells to reset. That's what happened to us on the live stream, which I didn't realize happened the way it did. I knew cells resetted. I did not know that the cleared moniker would actually go away from the locations. I thought the cleared always stayed there and just enemies respawned. So that was one little detail I never noticed. And you notice these big doors? We're about to unleash the boss. Literally, we just got here, but we're gonna unleash him anyway. So apparently when he was mutating, they went ahead and locked him away because he was uncontrollable. So he actually will go after the other super mutants for you. But let's be honest, there's no other super mutants here, and Codsworth's about to get one-shotted. So let's go ahead and quickly pin him into a corner and get ready to look at one of the most ridiculous things you will ever see in Fallout today. So, the Harvester, it's not even maxed out, it's literally only upgraded one time, and we are literally going to stun lock him in the corner for one of the most hilarious behemoth kills I think I've ever witnessed in Fallout. I mean, the Harvester is so ridiculously overpowered, he literally can't even move. And believe me, it took me about 7 different attempts to get him stun locked in the corner. He can literally one-shot me. This is not a power issue. I am literally so weak, he can just throw a rock at me and wipe me out. But daggone it, the Harvester just does not stop. It is unbelievable how overpowered this weapon is, and I absolutely love it. So, you think he's bounced around enough? I think it's time he goes to sleep. For good this time. So, don't worry, Codsworth, we avenged you. Behemoth down, and we are moving on. Although, we should probably wake you up.
This is all much
Alright, so now Codsworth's back with us. Let's go ahead and continue on. So, he was the big baddie of the area. He was also guarding the steamer trunk back here. But don't worry, that doesn't mean the areas over. There is a ton of stuff to explore here. Believe me, we have quest items, we have DiMA's Dark Secret, and we have unique legendary weapons, and we have the unique power armor. So there is just a ton of stuff to get here. So, as you can see, this area is pretty much the mixing area of the Vim factory. So let's go ahead, keep going around, and we want to basically stun lock them as soon as we can, because they are on multiple levels up the railway here. So let's go ahead, get the mutant hounds out. They are just more of an annoyance at this point, especially the glowing one. And if y'all will stop shooting me and trying to set me on fire up there with your energy weapon, we can move on. As you can see, there's also one down here. They basically triangulate your position. One on the bottom, one on the middle, and one on top. And just like that, we've got him out here. Be careful, because that oil could go off at any moment. There it went. And now let's work our way back up if we can. Could you stop with the fire already? Sheesh! Do you not see all the blood of our enemies all over the harvester? I mean, it is ridiculous at this point. As we go ahead, prepare ourselves as we head back. And now that minor inconvenience is out of the way, let's go ahead and continue our way up as we go ahead and settle the mixing area here. As you can see, he finally decided to come down to face us. Codsworth is still out of it for some reason. I mean, I have no idea how he's getting taken out so fast constantly. It's a little bit unnerving at this point, Codsworth. As you can see, there is yet another one watching from the rafters. So let's go ahead, get him taken out of here. And notice he's a butcher, and he is one of the few people that will actually be able to hit us despite being stun locked. You know, I was actually kind of surprised considering the behemoth couldn't even pull it off. So I would say he's definitely one of the higher tiers of the super mutant class, as you can see there. He literally almost broke away, but not today, not happening. Now that we have taken down pretty much everything in the known factory, let's see, as you have a terminal here that you can do for hacking. There's also more goods for your settlement up here, as well as workstations. And it's one particular workstation. As you can see, there's the pump regulator for Mia back at the Nucleus. That's the one who needed that part to fix the radiation arches on the way in. And now that we have a bed, we have yet another steamer trunk up here, literally two of them in the same location. Let's go ahead, get rid of some of this weight by going ahead and utilizing the workbench, and that is what's going to upgrade Codsworth's affinity.
Sir, a moment perhaps?
Sure, Codsworth. What's up?
Oh, just a little something I'd like to get off the old proverbial chest. I just want to say what an honor it is for me to accompany you. You've no idea the horror these past 2 centuries have wrought. The initial destruction, not knowing if you and your family were all right. It was a relief just to find the entrance intact.
I'm sorry, Codsworth. It was so sudden. Not even time for goodbyes.
Not a single worry, sir, as I shared your priorities completely. Family safety first, above all else. And yes, while it was hard at first, I was able to eventually move on. At first it was the work, busying myself day and night, and believe me, there was plenty of it. But eventually the work became light chores. What truly saved me was my memories, sir. Memories of you and the missus, young Sean, of your love and kindness. I soldiered on, fueled by hope that one day, if not you and the wife, that Sean, or perhaps Sean's children, would one day emerge.
I'm glad you stuck around.
Oh, sir, you don't know how good it is to hear you say that. I just wanted you to know how much I consider you family. I may be a mere robot to some, but I do hope you've come to see me as more.
I consider you to be family too, Codsworth. We're in this world for the long haul. Together.
Mr. Joe, you don't know how wonderful it is for me to hear that. I feel completely recharged. Well, enough blither-blather from me. Let's get back to it, shall we?
Alright, so now we have Codsworth's Affinity up, and we've used our workbench to get ourselves moving again. Let's continue our way around to make sure we've got everything we need out of the factory and the surrounding areas. As you can see, that just takes us back outside, right up top. There are multiple ways into the factory, and multiple things you can get for resources here. As you can see, there are stim packs pretty much all over the facility in just about every room. As we go ahead, work our way back around, and you can see there's just a locked security gate. That means there's got to be a terminal or something nearby, and it is that one that we passed on our way in. So go ahead, use the terminal, and as you can see there, we can go ahead and get rid of the security door. Get that out of our way, and now the loot is ours. Alright, so now as you can see, plenty of goodies that I'm sure is just randomized, because this is not any of our legendary weapons yet. That is coming once we get into the basement. So, how do we get there? Let's go ahead back into the factory to the mixing room. As we go ahead, work our way downstairs again. Just like this. As you can see, this is why we call it the mixing room. It's literally stirring up everything right there. And now down below, you can see our quest marker there to the right. So let's go ahead and use the terminal to get ourselves in. You'll notice it's not too hard here, but notice the holotape marker up top. So it is coming. Get ready. We are going to go ahead and head to the basement. As you can see, there's even more items here to loot, as well as that metal hat. And now, let's go ahead, elevator up, and down we go. Now, get ready, the secrets are about to be revealed. Now that we get ourselves inside here, notice we have what looks like a makeshift grave right in the middle down here, as well as a skeleton on the couch. Let's go ahead to get all of our items. And as we work our way back, notice a wooden crate. And more good stuff for our settlements. But that's not all that's down here.
Scanning. If you need assistance, please approach the intercom.
Apparently DiMA has some sort of medical research lab down here. Let's go ahead and undo the grave. And what in the world do we have? There's a body that was buried under the basement. Well, Avery's locket. Avery's skull. Okay, DiMA, you've got some explaining to do here. Let's go ahead and see what this is all about.
Is it going to be painful?
Yes. It's going to be like having everything you are ripped out and replaced with something else. Someone else.
I'm ready. I wish I could say goodbye to everyone.
No one else can know. This isn't just about infiltrating Far Harbor. It's about becoming the human that synths drawn here need to meet. Reasonable. Willing to accept them as just another living thing. No greater or lesser than humanity itself. You'll be part of the bridge between our two worlds. That all vanishes the moment anyone discovers that it's been manufactured. That you're a synth.
Did she have to die? The woman I'm replacing? God, she looks so peaceful lying there.
Don't. Please. That blood is on my hands, not yours.
Well, DiMA said it himself. This is on his hands and not ours. So, as you can see, the real Captain Avery that we have been talking to this entire time in Far Harbor is literally a synth replacement, not the real one. The real one was taken out by DiMA. As you can see, here's his medical lab down here.
Rescanning. User isn't approved to enter the medical containment area. Can't say I mind the company, though. It's been a while.
I don't think any approved user is going to show up. You can either let me in, or you can keep waiting for eternity. Your choice.
You actually make a really good point. Very well. There you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, my power capacity is a bit low, so I'm going to go into reserves. Best of luck to you.
Alright, so what do we find in this medical lab but one of the neat legendary weapons of the series? Let's go ahead and also take full advantage of all the medical supplies that you normally can't find anywhere else, especially custom medical junk, which is good for some of the really rare materials out there. And right there it is. This is going to be a unique combat rifle. This is December's Child, which does faster rate of fire and faster reload, and uses 5.56 ammo. Let's take that. Let's go ahead and do the steamer trunk. And now let's go ahead and get ourselves back out of here. So, back on the rooftop now. Let's finally take care of those enemies that were literally guarding us getting into this place to begin with, now that we can finally move freely around the place, because now is when we're going to go ahead and explore a lot of the more intricate areas of the Vim Pop factory. As we go ahead and make our way down the catwalk, as you can see, there they are. So there's the one that was going to club us in the face. You see the missile guy back there. So let's go ahead and get Codsworth to intercept and distract him. Thank you, Codsworth. Taking one for the team, and we'll get him during that extremely slow reload, because let's be honest, it takes an absolute eternity to reload that thing. But we'll take the missile. Thanks for the trouble. And now let's go ahead and get all of our goodies up here. Again, more crafting and upgrade things. And sorry, Codsworth, you get to blow up as long as it took out the other one. So, I mean, we have enough robot repair kits for you. That's not really going to be a problem for us. So, now that Codsworth has been our sacrificial lamb in all this, let's go back here and you'll see there's a little makeshift lab back here. This is where we can get the Captain's Blend, but not just getting ourselves the Captain's Blend, we can actually learn how to make it with the R&D terminal here. So, let's go ahead to this little terminal, and you'll notice down the bottom there is Vim Recipes. That is where we can go ahead and learn new recipes that we can make ourselves. Now that's taken care of, let's go ahead. We've got chem stations that we can use to go ahead and offload a lot of our items. There's Codsworth back with us, and unfortunately I hear another super mutant roaming around out there. So daggone it, these things are as persistent as they come. I have no idea what in the world the Aster was, if that's some kind of special item or if that's just some kind of junk, but either way it doesn't matter, because this guy is literally to comedically go flying off the balcony. So get ready, you back it up and just go down. Thanks. We are now on our way back to the other side of the roof. As you can see, this building connects around the perimeter. So let's go ahead, work our way down, as we're going to jump off to this side and continue our path along the upper catwalk of the building. As you can see, go ahead, make ourselves turn around down here, and somewhere around here is going to be the door that's going to lead us on back into a new section of the facility, as well as a new area we can lockpick, just like that.
Sweet.
And as you see, it just takes us to more of the roof. It basically helps all parts of the roof connect, because that's back at the factory entrance where we were at the very beginning. So, let's not go that way. Instead, continue circling around the giant storage tank up here. As you can see, as we continue around the air conditioning units, there's our big storage tank. Let's go ahead and wind ourselves down here and see what kind of direction we can get to. As you can see, there's no enemies to worry about down here. There's also not any loot that we can really deal with, but there are some pretty cool things down here, and I'm not just talking about the Enforcer that's blocking our way and literally almost sniped us out of existence. So, if you could stop with all that, we can continue on our adventure. So, now that that's taken care of, let's keep going. Now, we are back up top, and as you can see, here is the Vim CEO's office. Pretty much all styles of Vim on display right there. As we go ahead and take the different flavors, we can also get ourselves the password to his terminal right there. It's actually not a holotape, not one that you can listen to. It literally just gives you access to the terminal. And that terminal will tell you all the intricate details of this place. Nothing special you have to do, like lockers or safes or anything. So, now let's go ahead and throw our level up back to endurance. And now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead and head out of the CEO's office. Again, this area is mainly just to give you all the different types of Vim that are in the game. And it's also here to tell you all about what actually went on here at the Vim Pop Factory. So, let's break ourselves back out here, back into the main building itself. And as you can see, it's on fire. So that is pretty much what we would imagine. Probably has something to do with why the water's on fire out there, aka some sort of chemicals in the water burning. And at the moment, you need to go, because we would like to see the really cool main area to this facility. I would say this is definitely the side that they would show the tourists and guests that would come to tour the plant. As you can see here, we have terminals galore. We have things that we can lockpick. And out there, you've got literally a floating airplane up on display over the fountain, which I think is an amazing touch of detail. And I don't know where the heck you all came from, but this literally needs to stop. I feel like you all have just been popping into reality about every corner I turn around. So if you could please just fall off and burn. I really don't care at this point. I feel like I've faced 1,000 of you guys. I just kind of need time to breathe. So, hound out, you drop the weapon, and you just get out of here. Good grief. The things we have to go to just to explore my favorite soda plant. Jeez. Alright. So, now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead, get the items that we need, and continue on our exploration further down into the facility. As you can see, we found another opening to the outside. Let's go ahead, utilize this opening, head further down, and now let's go ahead and jump our way down to the bottom. As you can see, we can get on top of the concourse here, walk ourselves around. Literally, the freedom of movement is uncanny here. As you can see, we can even jump on this pipe and it rewards you with caps. I absolutely love this location. Easily one of my favorite dungeons in Fallout. I mean, there's even a guard tower here that literally gives you healing items. It is just amazing what all this place has to offer and all the things you can do here. Unfortunately, again, these guys just like to pop into reality. So, let's go ahead and take out the hounds. I don't even know where the one behind me came from. And now you'll find ourselves in the Vim parking lot. So again, we've seen the factory, we've seen the CEO's office, we've seen the basement, we've seen the parking lot. So many different custom locations you can find throughout the Vim Pop Factory. As we go ahead and watch out for that explosion as we decide to make our way down and explore. There's not a lot here other than the enemies. As you can see, the bottom floor is actually flooded, but there is ammo. So go ahead, grab that. That's our 50 cal ammo that we definitely need for Reba 2. And as you can see, we've literally been saving ourselves a ton of ammo just by using the harvester on everything. It is literally sickening. And you drop the weapon. We are moving on. Alright. Now that that's been taken care of, you got another one over there, Codsworth? Yep, he's got another one. Sid, drop the weapon, sir. Thank you. That's literally the effect it adds. So it stun locks the opponent, and on top of that, with the first upgrade, it also makes opponents drop their weapons. With the second upgrade, they get bleed damage. As you can see, there was an indoor movie theater here. There's the main reception desk. As you can see, we're just in the facility itself. This is definitely the place that they had to bring people to, because there's public restrooms even, right in front of the main terminal. And up here, we can finally start making ourselves a grand discovery. So let's head back to the factory, and we want to skirt our way across the top. So we've got the pump resonator. We found out DiMA's dark secret. It is time to get the custom power armor before we head out of here.
Nice to have them.
So to do that, we want to be in the factory itself, and we want to basically skirt across the top. The factory is massive. It is easy to get lost in here. Basically just keep skimming the top and you'll eventually run into it. That's been my best way of finding out, because I still can't navigate my way in here worth a darn yet. But luckily you don't need to. Just know it's on top somewhere, as long as you're in the factory itself. So continue along, and I will tell you, of the two unique power armors, I thought I would like the green one better, but no, I mean, seeing them up close, I think this is actually my favorite of the two. But don't worry, I'll give you a side-by-side comparison at the end, right after we get that second one. So again, let's just keep skirting around, looking for ways back up, as we are looking to get on top of here to get our armor. And now, once you see the Protectron, you know you're on the right path. So follow the Protectron and keep going down the hallway. That is not very far away from it, as there's another Captain's Blend. And you can see here's literally a kitchen. We can just raid for all sorts of goodies. So if we continue on from here, you'll see there's plenty of ammo containers, there's plenty of loot to be had as we work our way around this upper catwalk of the facility. And this is where we are finally going to get ourselves the custom power armor. Just make sure we don't leave anything important behind here as we continue turning around the corner. And again, of the two options that we have, this one is definitely my favorite. Just look at it. It is red, it is colorful, it looks absolutely amazing, especially compared to the other one, but they are both really cool options. So with this, we've gotten everything important that we need from the Vim Pop factory. So we can finally head ourselves out of here. First of all, let's go ahead and head back to Dalton Farm. That way we can drop it off and keep it safe. And just like any time you leave power armor in any type of settlements, unless you literally put it on a floating platform up in the air, always, whatever you do, remember to take the fusion core out. And don't put it where your settlers can get to it, because they will put it in themselves. So, for the second one, let's go to the National Park Visitor Center. This is where we saved Uncle Ken from Mitch just a few episodes ago. And just go directly north of it. There's going to be a car crash. Basically, a truck slammed into a bus, and the truck was actually carrying one of the Vim power armors. So just like that, that is the second custom one of the series. And again, they both look really good. I just prefer the red one a little bit more. But don't worry, we are going to test it out, because these are both T-51 power armor suits. Custom variants, and where the other one was for Vim Pop itself, this one is Vim Refresh. So it's the green version, aka the lemon lime one. Just insert your favorite sodas, you know, 7-Up, Sprite, Mountain Dew, whatever. It's that version. So now what we want to do to really test this thing out, as you can see, that's why that was there and did not get delivered wherever they were trying to take it to. And this is what it looks like. Again, really, really beautiful armor. I love them both. Continue on further to the east, and now we're going to end up in a new location if we continue on just a little bit. Now we're headed back west. On our way, as you can see, we come across a new location, the National Park headquarters. It's basically one big building and a shed, but that big building is heavily fortified by super mutants. Literally the main enemy of the day. I feel like last time it was ghouls, now it's super mutants. So, we've been through this. The only thing that's definitely in our favor now is we've got T-51 power armor. So, you didn't have a chance before, and now you really shouldn't even exist. So, go ahead, clear this area out. don't worry, we're also going to test just how insanely strong our power armor is. Now, it's going to break some of the pieces, which is unfortunate, but don't worry, this is all to test out just how overpowered these power armors really are. So, before we do that, let's go ahead and clear out the mosh pit that just suddenly formed around us. I swear to goodness, you all have been popping into reality all day. I have no idea how you even do it anymore. That got it, Bethesda, I swear they're just messing with our brains at this point. So, if you could please all go, literally winning a 3-on-1 with the Harvester, barely taking a single point of damage. It is ridiculous how overpowered this thing is. Let's continue on our way. As we clean up the headquarters, we can investigate all the specifics later, because there's one thing we want to do. We want to stress test it with the bomber that's here. Yes, we are literally going to let him blow up on us and see just how much this thing can tank. So, go ahead, get the skirmisher out of here. We have no time for that. And now that that is taken care of, we've got this place just about to ourselves. The building itself seems to be secure. Let's go ahead and continue on, because we still have the shed, and that is where all heck is going to break loose. So, as you can see here, it's a great looking location. I really wish they let you do more here. I mean, it could be a really cool settlement instead of just stuffing all the settlements right up in the north corner together. I really have no idea why in the world they did that. I mean, there's literally no settlements at all to the south or west of the island. So, we work with what we've got, and now let's go ahead and get our shed cleared out. So, right beside it, as you can see, it's pretty big. And of course, it's going to have all of our settlement items that we need, and we're already being yelled at. So, that is definitely the course for what we've been dealing with today. But don't worry, that bomber is here, and we're ready for him. At least I hope. As we go ahead, work ourselves in. Of course, Codsworth went in, guns blazing. Now it's our turn. Let's go ahead, get the goodies, and be on our way. I know he's here somewhere. You can hear him looming around out there. As we go ahead here, now that's to open, and he's to come. So here we go. Go ahead, blow up on us, and just look at that. He did not one-shot us, and on top of that, we even get to take the dang truck blowing up on us too, because we decide we want to get items. So, the bomber exploding on us, the truck exploding on us, and it literally only knocked us to like 20 or 30% health. Unbelievable how strong this is. Now, yes, it broke our legs. We'll have to use some steel to refix them, but that's a small price to pay to literally know just how much damage your new power armor can take for you. We literally can just walk right up to the bomber and say, "Go ahead, buddy." Now let's go ahead and finish this part of it off with the last super mutant. And just like that, this area is secure. The National Park headquarters done. Back to Dalton Farm, and we can finally pack it in for this episode. Let's go ahead and drop our 2 custom power armors side by side here. Again, it may be missing its legs, but you can still see what the color is. Just like that. Again, always take the fusion core out and do not leave it around for the settlers to get, because they will grab the fusion cores and put them back in the power armor themselves. Don't you worry. And just like that, we are getting ourselves ready for Christmas time, and both power armors. Again, absolutely amazing looking, these two, but side by side, I definitely prefer the red one. It's more colorful. It just has a lot more character as far as I can tell. So DiMA's secret is out, and we have to decide what we're going to do with this new information. If you've not already, please check out the Fallout 4 playlist. Like, share, comment, subscribe so more people can see our videos, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.